Class FM.
Good evening. Glad to have you joining us on the national news from Buzz 99.3 FM, a place where entertainment meets humanity. My name is Bami Dukwe Kolawole. Please listen to the headlines. Governor Adeleke Campaign Council raises alarm over alleged PVC buying. Federal government to implement 112 as Nigeria's single emergency number. Talking business, NMDPRA reaffirms deregulated fuel market, intensify consumer protection measures. In the exciting world of sport, France urges calm among fans during World Cup game against Morocco. Please stay tuned as I bring you details of the news shortly. Many thanks for staying tuned. You're still on to the national news on Buzz 99.3 FM. Now the news in detail. The Imole Campaign Council TICC has raised the alarm over an alleged scheme to buy permanent voters card PVCs and obtain sensitive voter information ahead of the 15th of August gubernatorial election in Osun State. The Campaign Council alleged that some individuals were approaching voters to either collect sensitive details on their PVCs or purchase the cards outright, describing the development as a calculated attempt to disenfranchise eligible voters and influence the outcome of the election. In a statement issued today by its spokesperson, Pelumi Olajengbesi, the council said alleged practice has become widespread, exploiting the ignorance and economic challenges of innocent voters. According to the statement, credible intelligence available to the council indicated that the scheme was designed to prevent eligible voters from participating in the governorship poll. The council condemned the alleged practice, saying it undermines the democratic right of citizens to freely participate in elections. Away from that report, the federal government has said it would engage state governors and emergency response agencies to finalize plans for the nationwide adoption of 112 as Nigeria's single emergency telephone number. The move was disclosed in a statement released today by the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Communication, Office of the Vice President, Stanley Nwocha. The statement followed a meeting between the delegation from Nigerian Communication Commission, led by the chairman of its governing board, Idris Ibikunle Olorunimbe, and Vice President, Senator Kashim Shettima, at the Presidential Villa on Tuesday. It said the engagement comes days after National Economic Council, chaired by the Vice President, approved the adoption of 112 as the national emergency number across all levels of government and relevant agencies as part of measures to build a unified national emergency response system. He assured the delegations that the project will be sustained, noting that the required funding will be mobilized through the National Economic Council and the private sector. The House of Representatives has today called on the federal government to impose strong diplomatic measures against South Africa over renewed xenophobic attack, extrajudicial killings, and the alleged systematic persecution of Nigerians and other African nationals residing in the country. The resolution followed the adoption of a motion of urgent public importance sponsored by the member representing Kanke Kanam, Pankshin Federal Constituency of Plateau State, Yusuf Gadi. The motion titled Need for the Federal Government of Nigeria to Immediately Respond to Escalating Xenophobic Attack, Extrajudicial Killings, Systematic Persecution of Nigerians and other African nationals in the Republic of South Africa received unanimous support during plenary, presided over by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu. Moving the motion, Gadi said Nigeria could no longer remain silent in the face of repeated attack on its citizens, despite years of diplomatic engagement with South Africa. The lawmaker further stated that the federal government of Nigeria has also confirmed the recent killing of two Nigerian citizens, including one who reportedly died while in police custody and another who was brutally murdered in front of his business premises. The Executive Secretary of the Universal Basic Education Commission, Aisha Gabal, has disclosed that the Commission has facilitated the mobilization of more than 100 billion naira in previous on-access matching grants by state and the Federal Capital Territory, describing the development as a major milestone in the federal government's drive to improve basic education across Nigeria. Gaba disclosed this today during a high-level media luncheon with education correspondents in Abuja. Gaba said the fund, which has remained on access for years, had now been invested in school infrastructure, teachers' development, improved learning outcome, in line with the federal government's renewed hope agenda. Speaking, the UBEC boss said the Commission was implementing a new strategy focused on delivering measurable improvement in access to quality basic education. She added that the Commission had also established over 2,300 early childhood care development and education centers, providing young children with stronger foundations for learning. The UBEC chief also stressed that improving teachers' quality remains central to the Commission's reform. Still talking education, the management of Ekiti State University in Ado-Ekiti has refuted reports alleging that the institution has failed to refund tuition fees paid by beneficiaries of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, NELFund, who had earlier paid their fees before the loan disbursement. EXO, in a statement issued by Benga Oluwajano on behalf of the Deputy Registrar, Head Directorate of Information and Corporate Affairs in Ado-Ekiti today, said it has been diligent in refunding eligible students whose tuition fees were subsequently paid by NELFund. Oluwajano stated that the university therefore refuted claims suggesting that it has withheld refunds due to eligible students, stressing that the institution would never engage in any acts capable of undermining or frustrating the successful implementation of the NELFund program. Recall that the President, National Association of Nigerian Students, Babatunde Akintaye, had in a statement released yesterday listed EXU among institutions that had received tuition payments from NELFund on behalf of qualified students, but has yet to reimburse those who had settled their fees before the loan disbursement. Up next is business news. On business news, report says the Nigeria Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority has reaffirmed that Nigeria's downstream petroleum market remains fully deregulated, stressing that fuel prices are determined by market forces rather than government's directive. Speaking in Sokoto, the state coordinator of NMDPRA, Ali Ajmi, said the authority has not received any directive from its headquarters fixing a uniform pump price from premium motor spirit, also known as petrol. Ajmi explained that under the deregulated regime, petroleum marketers are expected to source products independently and determine pump prices based on prevailing market conditions, transportation costs, supply dynamics, and other operational factors. He urged consumers to report any filling station suspected of under dispensing or selling substandard products, noting that NMDPRA inspection team are equipped with calibrated measuring devices and quality testing equipment to verify complaints. In the exciting world of sports, as the FIFA World Cup 2026 continues, France has urged its football fans to be responsible as their team prepares to face African champions Morocco today in a World Cup quarter-final after previous high-profile matches led to unrest. Morocco won independence from France in 1956 and has a mostly settled relationship with the former colonial power, which is home to hundreds of thousands of Moroccans and all French citizens of Moroccan descent. Several members of Morocco's national team this year were born in France and play for French club, amongst which is team captain Ashraf Hakimi, who was born in Spain but plays for Paris Saint-Germain. Celebrations were mostly peaceful when France beat Morocco in 2022 World Cup semi-final international sports competition, but security forces are to be on alert around France during the game tonight around 10 p.m. today. Dear listeners, on this note, we call it a wrap on the national news from Buzz 99.3 FM. My name is Bami Dukwe Kolawoli. Please stay tuned as we bring you more interesting programs all lined up for your listening pleasure. Good evening to you.